Well, I figured out why I have reactions to certain people who are promoting everything positive, positive, the empaths, the people that are in the holistic drum circles, teaching tantric, playing with hormones, doing the ayahuasca. When you're all about, yeah, looking good, promoting an image, wanting everyone to be all positive, positive, fluffy, fluffy, whatever, yeah, you're on a death trajectory because you're looking to procreate. And so I knew I had a gut reaction to people's reactions when it came to how I put information out, because no, I don't come from a lovey-lovey wanting to procreate empath type of holistic drum circle tantric type of personality. I know not everything is unicorns and rainbows. I know the reality of life and death out there. And I know the types out there that tap into a death trajectory looking to procreate. Because I've seen all the different personality types out there. It's not difficult to know who is a very viable, very life-giving person who understands both the positive and negatives. And then there are the types that are all about the positive, 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 positive. Empath, empath, lovey-dovey, dovey. Everything has to be beautiful and everything has to be kind and compassionate and this and that and spiritual. And guess what? They want to procreate. Whether it's about a specific icon of the past, whether it's about some guru that's all about tantric and let's be touchy-feely and all that stuff, it's all procreation. You're promoting procreation on such a level. And so I see that also in my Jilly Juice crowd because I recognize the vibes, the frequencies they give off. When you're on a death trajectory, now you're trying to bring everybody to you. You're trying to find a way to siphon energy so you can then procreate on so many different levels. And so when you're projecting that everyone should be kind and compassionate and ethereal and lovey-dovey and all this other stuff, it's another way of trying to tap into the oxytocin, yes, the bonding. Yeah, we need humans, but not in the way that some people have projected out there. And so I can tell when those are trying to promote an image, when they're out there at the bars, when they are playing the holistic game, when they're doing all the different drum circles, the ayahuasca, even the cannabis. It's all about procreation because you've tapped into the death trajectory. And so I get a gut reaction, a visceral gut reaction to those that are slamming others for being cynical, for being talking reality. You think it's toxic. When you think something is toxic, when you react to someone who is toxic, not because they disagree with you, because they're spitting out some reality that you're having an issue with because it doesn't align with procreation. Not mitotic reproduction, but procreation. When you're all about your yoga and your meditation and your breathing and all these different chakra stuff, it's all about procreation. It's all about tapping into those specific hormones, not only give you pleasure, but also go down that road of procreation. I don't even want to say the other stuff. And so I get it. And I understand why I get these visceral gut reactions. Because I know you're tapping into a death trajectory and it's totally the antithesis of the whole J juice. The J juice is about being strong. It's about being balanced. It's about understanding that you have to deal with pain. That is not always everything is unicorns and rainbows and compassion and kindness and all this other stuff. Yeah, that's all part of it. I don't beat my dog. I love my dog. I give my dog compassion and love, and I understand the reality that she has to survive. I don't play this, oh, well, if I don't want her to feel any kind of pain, well, I'll just put her down. That's what those that are in the compassionate, cynical, kindness, empathic, whatever healing world is. They would rather put down their animals and put down things that are suffering instead of saying, okay, I want you to live, so you're going to have to deal with this stuff, but here is food and here is, here's some, I get it sucks that you have to deal with this, but you're going to survive it and I want you to live. I don't see that in the empath world. All I see is people just wanting to to tap into the kindness and the compassion and all this other crap that goes along with procreation, that goes along with it's okay to pass away when you can come back. Life is a deliverance of so many different feelings. But here's the thing. Forget that for a minute. Patricia, do you understand where I'm coming from? Okay? Just forget that. Just stop commenting right now. Because I understand what the root cause of all the different spiritualities, whether it's politics, religion, and science. When you're all about wanting to mold people in such a way where they have to be lovey-dovey, where they have to be all bondy, and here, touch this, touch that, and release this and release that, and then the using the Bible as that as well, using your religion as that way to procreate. I get it. And so that's why you see me react and actually respond to those that are responding to those that violate their procreation frequency. And yes, politics, religion, and science uses that procreation frequency as a way to control people, as a way to still keep them in a very specific, confined, limited space of, yes, a death trajectory. And so, yeah, people are going to then think that they're healing because they're tapping into oxytocin, because they found a way to mess with their own hormones, whether it's chanting something, whether it's playing with a specific illicit drug, whether it's playing with their own hormones, whether it's, who knows, playing with yoga, playing with meditation. But people have found ways to mess with their hormones, and then they use the methodologies and modalities from antiquity to then finally give the final blow. And so I recognize that. And I'm not impressed with it, and I don't respond very well to it. It's a source of manipulation when you're trying to tell everyone to be compassionate, be kind. Well, no shit. Why don't you also be real? Why don't you also learn how to talk the other side of the whole equation? Yeah, there's the positive pluses, but there's also the negatives. And if you can't speak about the positive and negatives regarding all what's going on as well as the viruses and all that stuff, then you're unbalanced. If you can't play both sides and understand, then there's an evolution arising above that, then you're stuck in the dualities. And so at this point right now, if you can't speak a reality with a little bit of emphasis, if you can't speak reality and be like the opposite of your kindness and compassionate and don't be cynical, if you can't speak the other side of that, then you are lost in your reproductive procreation hormones, and you're promoting all the different drum circles, you're promoting all the different ayahuasca, playing with the yoga, and no, there's no room for that in my J-Juice crowd. I see that in some of you guys who are very boisterous about promoting J-Juice, but I know you're lost in your hormones, especially when you post about being cynical, about being compassionate, about being kind, and that you have no room for toxic energy. I see that shit. Well, here's the toxic energy. Let me be the one to separate. Because if you can't see that there's two sides to it all, I understand. Yeah, I mean, it's a given that you balance both sides. But I also know how strong hormones are with people and what they're using to control each other. And so if you want to put a judgment out there as far as the positive, I'm going to give you the freaking negative and deal with that shit. Bye.